We're here with Stephen Ouimette and Brian Dennehy, two of the stars of this season's production of The Homecoming. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you, Claire.
Now, Brian, I understand this is a play that you especially wanted to perform in.
With Des and I talked a couple of years ago about, the kinds of things that I would like to do, and I said, gee, well, you guys ever done any Pinter? And apparently they haven't. And now, 3 weeks into rehearsal, I realize why not. It's a very difficult, dark, funny, but not funny in the Cirque du Soleil sense, God knows.
And you two are playing brothers, Max and Sam. What is their relationship like, specifically?
It's sort of this claustrophobic world where all these men are living in this house and just kind of slowly eating each other, in a way.
Yeah. Even the title of the play is somewhat ironic, The Homecoming. That's something that you often associate with something very positive. And in this case, this home is a very, it's a malicious place.
Yeah,
isn't it?
And I hope people don't come expecting some kind of Thanksgiving celebration, because it's not that.
And yet there is humor in it. There's a lot, and especially in the language, I've heard that, there are all these jokes embedded in that at first, sometimes when you read the play, you don't necessarily see, but once it's up on its feet, are you finding that that's different? The language is taking on a new life?
I didn't find it funny at all. I just thought, wow, this is dark and shocking. But about 2-3 weeks in, I found myself really laughing out loud and hard at certain lines. It really is funny. But learning to love the struggle at this point is sort of the biggest deal.
We'll move from the language of the play to the plot now. So, of course, the significant opening event is that Max's eldest son, Teddy, comes home unexpectedly. Why do you think he returns to this dysfunctional place?
To some extent, Teddy, 7 years before, was driven out of the pack for whatever reasons, or fled, understandably. But the idea of actually coming back to the pack and proving that he's had some success is important to him, and he's disabused of that idea pretty quickly. But it's a very complicated play in that regard. You wonder why anybody does whatever they do. It's a dark, ironic assault on the whole concept of family. The family as a pack, more of a pack than a family. A pack of wolves or hyenas, and it's very interesting. I mean, obviously, nobody has what might be perceived as a normal relationship in the play.
Mm-hmm. And do you think, Stephen, that this mentality of the pack is part of the reason that Ruth, the young wife of Teddy's, is treated as sort of an intruder when she arrives?
Well, certainly. I mean, there has not been a woman in that house for a number of years, and the presence of Ruth dredges up a lot of stuff attached to their only kind of maternal figure. And it takes a very, very strong person to be able to look like they're subjugating and actually be completely in control. And I don't think she's ever out of control.
It's a very interesting analogy with the growing awareness in the 60s and the fact that women were beginning to really explore their own power and their own influence. And it's a take on that. It's a very interesting take. She is, by far, I think, the most powerful person in the play. It has big dividends, big rewards, if people are willing to sit there and listen and accept it for what it is.
Well, let's hope that they do. I encourage everyone to come see this play and see these wonderful, talented cast members working their magic. So, Stephen Ouimette and Brian Dennehy, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you, Claire.